Hey there, my name is Ukulele, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Your Reality from the end of Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, if you haven't checked it out already, down in the description below, there's going to be a link to both the original recording of the song and the tab I made. We're going to start off with the verses of the song and the chords you're going to need. First chord you're going to need to know is C. You just place your finger right there. Second chord is A minor. Third chord is F. Fourth chord is G. And the fifth chord, and you only use it once at the end of the song, is going to be an E minor. There's two basic strumming patterns in the song. The first one is a up, down, up, chuck. So the way you start out at the beginning is just a simple down, up, chuck. Now to chuck, you take your hand and lightly place it on the chords while strumming. So just down, up, mute, down, up, mute, down, up, mute. For the majority of the song, you're going to be using this pattern. Just... It should be noted that after the first down up, every time you switch into one, you kind of place a little up whenever you're coming off of the chuck. So it's... You use this pattern for the majority of the song, and you just keep doing that pattern until you reach the part where it goes, the ink flows into a dark puddle, where it just becomes down, down. You still do the little up at the end, but the pattern itself is just the down, down. Those are the two main strumming patterns for the majority of the song. Now, let's get into the picking a little bit. We're just gonna go through this sequentially, and the very first part is the intro of the song. You may notice the tab has both a regular tuning and low G. I personally think the low G sounds better, but most people have regular tuning, and this ukulele itself is regularly tuned, so that's what this tutorial is gonna be going over. The song starts out with just a down on C, pluck an empty top string, and then hammer on, so go... and then immediately move back down to C, and then do the hammer on one more time, pluck C, and then go up to this chord. Now, that chord can be a little tricky to play, so you can just pluck that string if you place your finger on the 5th fret. After that, you go... You can just hammer on, which is what I do. So you pluck an empty string, hammer on a release, just go. Then you go C, empty, F, another hammer on, and then just play those top two, and then move your finger down and just play those top two. So when you put it all together, it's going to sound like... And then from there you move into the everyday. But that's the intro to the song. So at the end of the first verse it goes, what will it take just to find? And then you go empty string, 3rd, 5th, 3rd. Or use hammer-ons and slides. When you do it quickly, it sounds like... But if you need to, you can absolutely pluck them. So that's where it moves into kind of the picking chorus of the song. You're going to strum C, then do an empty, then pluck the 3rd, then slide up to the 5th, then go back to that. So then you're going to do that same thing but with A minor instead of C. So it's going to sound like... Then you're going to move to F, but instead of doing that same thing, you're going to go F, move up to the 3rd on the 2nd string, then pluck the bottom string empty, and then go back to that 3rd. Then you're going to move to G, and you're going to go there, empty bottom, back to the 2nd on bottom, and then back to that 3rd. So when you play it fast, it'll sound like... After that, you just get right back into the regular strumming pattern. After you finish that verse, you move into the next picking pattern, which is a little bit harder than the last one, but doesn't take too long to master. What you're going to do is you're going to take your finger and you're going to bar the 7th fret. If you follow along in the tab, you can see it goes... You're just going to be using these two fingers mainly. So switch from there, to there, to there, to there, empty, and then just repeat that first pattern. Now, when you do it the next time, it's essentially the same thing. You just start with the 8th instead of the 10th. You do that 4 times, but on the last one, instead of going back to that 8th, you're going to play an F. Pluck that 1st fret, move it up to a 3rd fret, pluck the empty bottom, and then play a G. From there, it moves into the single strumming verse. In between the parts of the 3rd verse, there's a little bit of plucking. Now you're just going to slide, and the way you're going to do this is by going 10, 7, 8, 5, 7, 3, 5, empty, 3, empty, 1, 3, empty, strum G. So when you put it together fast, it's going to sound like. At the end of the next portion of the third verse, you're going to do a very similar strumming pattern. It just kind of repeats itself instead of settling. So you're going to go 10, 7, 8, 5, 8, 3, 5, 2. Then you slide back up to the 12, go 12, 8, 10, 7, 8, 5, 7, 3, make an F, and pluck, strum, then go third on bottom fret, and then third on second fret, then go down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down. And after you finish that, you just go into the last verse. Now it's the same as all the others, except this is where you use the E. Instead of going C, A minor, F, G, you're gonna go C, E minor, A minor, F, G. And after that G, let it sit for a second. You're gonna repeat the first picking pattern we learned, which was, except on the very last one, you're gonna do another pattern we learned earlier, which is the G, play the third, play an empty, play a second, play a C. Now, I know it says it's slightly different on the tab, but it's the same sound and a lot easier. If you were to follow this tab exactly, it would go, which still works, I just think it sounds better the other way. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope this tutorial helped, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below.